All right, it says we're live. You're sideways. Why are you sideways?
Huh. I'll stop.
Huh. So anyway, it says we're live. So welcome from the crossroads of America. Talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email at rickslife@gmail.com or at spottedrick@gmail.com. I got a Patreon page and PayPal and all that other good stuff in the info section below. Okay. Let me, at the moment, I've only one panelist is showing up, and that's William Well Armed. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Rick. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Glad you can make it. I'd imagine other people are going to show up in the panel soon, but we'll see. You know, I'm surprised you guys do show up on a Saturday afternoon. You know, but anyway, let's see who was in my chat. Two Live Moo was first, then Jason Stewart, then Kingpin, Shady Hill Homestead, AR Guns, Grim 90. They're all starting to come in now, so there we go. All right. Actually, what I was my topic for today, or one of them, I thought, was do you prefer semi-automatics or revolvers? I guess I'm a semi-automatic guy because that's what I started with. But I do like revolvers, but I've only got, how many have I got? 3. I've got a 38 special. I've got this Uberti here, single action, and I've got a North American Arms little 22 Magnum, and that's it. And I really, yeah, go on.
I'm about the same. I've got a 357 Taurus that I bought when I turned 21 in '86, and then I've got a little 22 Magnum. What is that? That can't think of the brand name, but it's the affordable little 6-inch.
Yeah.
And then I got a little North America Arms or some Davis or one of those cheapos. It's cheaper than North America Arms. It's a knockoff of it. And I think that's about it. Just those 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as I've said before, I am going to get a 357 revolver just to have one in the collection. Yeah,
I'd like to get a police backup. Some kind of 38 special or 357. With a snub nose, just a little 2-inch barrel.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, like I shot this week. I only shot about 15 rounds out of it. It was raining, so I didn't do much, but I just wanted to shoot it because I ain't shot it in a long time. And that's another question to do with single action revolvers. Do you load 5 or 6 rounds in one of these? I'm not carrying it, so why only load 5? Because
I always load it all the way. I wouldn't carry an empty chamber, especially with the limited number of 6. You're just handicapping yourself by 16%. So no, I would never carry 5 rounds. I mean, you got to trust your safety. It's not like they don't have a floating firing pin either. All of mine do.
Yeah, I mean, it has that special, what you call it on it? Is it a bar across it or something?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess I mean it's I can't remember where I heard it. Did I see it in a movie or something where somebody said you only put 5 in because if you're carrying it in your holster? I think it was an old Western movie. You don't you want your hammer sitting on a empty chamber. So when you cock it, because it's single action, then it'd be loaded. But I don't know. It's just something that I was curious. I mean, normally I put 6 in it because I don't carry it and I only shoot it down the range. So I was just curious what other people do, you know. So I mean, mind you though, I mean, I can when I'm shooting it, I can shoot it one handed, but that's a damn heavy weapon. But it's when I shoot it, I sort of do a two-handed type job on it because it's but for a 45 Colt being so damn heavy, it doesn't have much recoil.
How heavy is it? 3 pounds, Rick?
I haven't weighed it, but it's got to be at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's the heaviest. It's the heaviest firearm I have. Handgun. The next closest thing to this is my 1911, and this is much heavier than that.
Okay, so it could be 4 pounds.
It's got to be a good 3 pound,
right?
Not more. I have to weigh it one day. I got to scale. I got it. It's buried. I ain't going to get it out now. But yeah, I should wait to see how much it weighs. So,
well, you could probably find it online. I'm sure there's a weight there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm imagining there is a link. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, I was just rambling on, waiting for people to show up. If anybody does, where's Rob at today? But all right. So anyway, besides that, what else was I going to talk about? Not much. Really. I really don't have a lot on my agenda today. I'm trying to stay away. I don't mind. I've been trying to stay away from the news because it's nothing but BS. Normally if I hear something, then I'll go research it to try to find out, some semblance of the truth, not the bullshit they're trying to feed us. Because I'm Stu. We're getting a little bit on the politics here in a way. But the Ukraine thing, I mean, I'm not saying it's not real, but I hear all kinds. I read all kinds of different stuff that it's not. Some of that stuff. I mean, I was reading an article. I don't know if it's true or not, but where they were blaming the Russians for killing people as they pulled out of town. But then I was reading an article where it says, how could the Russians have done it? According to the date, they weren't even in that town on that date. So I don't know. Then I saw another video. I mean, all videos can be faked. Then I saw another one where it showed somebody standing in front of a building burning. The building behind them was burning away. Then you see another one where it shows a building, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And it goes, look, there's the building that they said was burned to the ground. It's standing right there behind me, fine. So who's lying and who's telling the truth? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it does seem odd.
Yeah.
I mean, and the way the news filters out, we see zero coverage from the Russian side. I mean, not that I really want to, get Russian propaganda, but, I think, you see all these victories from Ukraine side, and then, you see Ukraine losing this city and losing this territory, and on the defense, and fighting back to recover. So how come they're always having to recover or fight back for something if they're only winning, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. New York Outcast has joined us. How you doing? Are you there? Talk to me.
He's muted.
Yeah. Hit the mute. You're muted there, New York. Talk to me. Guess he has connection issues.
He might need to rejoin.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. We're saying, or unless he went off somewhere.
Well, yeah. Rick, back to your very original question, who is carrying, first choice of carry as a revolver? I mean, the only people I know were back in the 80s, when they were, managing and having to go to a drop box at night, from a store or something like that. I don't know anybody else that would, gravitate to 6 rounds. I mean, there's a guy at my gun club, when I go to a competition, I see him shooting with the, revolver and have those little moon clips. It's just kind of a freak of nature for me to see somebody like that in today's times, with the high quality of semi-automatics and how reliable they are. And, even, what's his name? Wilson from Wilson Combat. He said, if you shoot if you shoot 1,000 rounds through a revolver, it's going to be just as unreliable as shooting 1,000 rounds through a semi-automatic. If you're not cleaning it, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. In my limited knowledge or my limited people I know, nobody I know carries a revolver as an everyday carry.
Yeah. And the whole mystique that a revolver is more dependable, when, there's an argument to say it's not as dependable. I mean, there's a bunch of little tiny parts inside a revolver, a double action to make it trip the cylinder. And, if you got 1,000 rounds through it, you still got just as big a chance of it being dirty and not working.
Yeah.
And it's harder to clean at that point.
Yeah. Plus, as you said, a revolver inside is more complicated than you think. How it all works.
And it's not like you could just spray some carburetor cleaner in the opening and shake it out like you could with semi-auto, when you field strip it.
True. We got another panelist. Jason, how you doing?
Doing good. Doing real good. How are you guys?
All right.
Real good. Long time.
Yeah, nice to see you, man.
So you're off today?
Yeah, it's like a shock to my system, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
I just went to the range. I've been at the range today. Had a great day. Yeah, it's beautiful outside. Just beautiful.
Yeah. Did you pick up your firearm yet?
No, not the new one. Not yet.
Okay.
But today's it's like a shock to my system not being at work. I can't believe this is how nice everybody else lives when they're not at work. So I'm just really having a great day, man. I'm glad you gentlemen are part of my day.
Well, I'm glad you're here too. New York Outcast, you're back with us. Talk to me. Well, you must be having issues.
Hey, Jason, are you working? Are you having any days off that just are not weekend, or are you working 7 days a week?
I've been 7 days a week, like for a lifetime, and now and then here lately I've been down to 6 days a week. But this weekend here, I got the whole weekend off. Like I don't even know what to do, man.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that you're working so hard with the price of lumber.
No, that doesn't affect the condos that I'm building. They are making 185% markup on them.
Jesus.
So they can't build them fast enough. I'm actually doing so well. I got a couple helpers now. I got some more people working for me.
Wow.
And we're kicking the work out, and I'm finding it ways to benefit me, and a little less physical work on my end, but still humping it out so we get twice as much done. And it's been doing it for 2 weeks now, man. It's starting to work out and fine tune itself, man. I got some workers I can just get them pointed in a direction of what I'm thinking, get on the same page, and I just let them do their work. They know what they're doing. Just let them do it. Let them handle it. Quit babysitting everything and just do what I got to do. And we've been getting the work done.
That's good. You with us yet in New York?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I have mic issues. I don't know why it's not linking up for some reason.
Well, you're loud and clear now.
All right, I'm on speaker. So
Yeah.
sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. Where are you at?
Salt Springs. They got some videos on the place. So
Oh, yeah.
got,
Okay.
out in PA, some waterfalls and stuff. Figured go on a little walk. Took the lady out, hit the flea market up, bought some mops. They had ammo, but it was all covered up, so I couldn't actually check it out. So just out and about, getting some fresh air.
You see, you're in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
No.
You looking
for
Bigfoot?
Is that anywhere near you, Guns and Barbecue?
No. I say glad to hear that Rob's able to come down here and catch some freedom, though.
Yeah, I was looking at barbecue's distance last night. I think he's close to like 4.5 hours from me. Because I was
Yeah, it's a little hike.
actually flirting with the idea of driving that way today. But
If you really cared, you'd be there.
Yeah. Pennsylvania is one of them. Driving across the state is a long way. You know?
Yeah, it's a long state.
If you take 80 across, it's like 320 miles. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Every time I go through there, I just go ahead and I stay on the toll roads. It seems like you can get through it pretty fast.
Yeah, you're right. To me, I mean, driving across it is almost as enjoyable as driving across North Carolina. Boring as hell, you know. Oh, I shouldn't be mean like that, you know. But
I just want to know if Rob's out looking for Bigfoot.
yeah, because Pennsylvania, I'm quite surprised you're not being in Ohio. The amount of sightings that have been there lately, it's unreal.
Oh, I've seen him before, Rick. I just let him be.
You know, and Pennsylvania's been getting quite a few lately too. You know, so it's all that you're taking away their habitat by chopping down those trees, building condos. You know,
actually, believe it or not, most of the materials that we use every day comes from overseas. Almost all the trim work that I use, the woodwork comes from South America, mostly Brazil, Chile. They're marked right on it from sustainable rainforest. And, of course, a lot of our stuff is imported from China.
Yeah. Oh, I saw a commercial on TV the other day. And I can't think of the name. It's a big company. I can't think of the name of it. Timber something or another. They make that artificial plastic stuff that looks like wood.
Yeah.
But they start off and go, "We're saving the environment," and I'm thinking because they're not using trees, and I'm thinking, well, you fucking using oil. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? You're having to drill for oil just as much as you're cutting down trees. But hell, I just thought it was funny. You know, the way they're trying to say that they're good to the environment because they're not using real wood.
Travis P11's out there, Rick.
Yeah,
He's got
just
a
got
question.
home. Let me see, because let's show that. There we go. Just got home. I'm torn. Should I get a new 10 mil semi-auto or a 357 mag Ruger GP 100? Get the GP 100 and gift it to me because that's what I'm looking for.
I would say it depends on what the semi-auto 10 millimeter is.
Yeah, what is the 10 millimeter?
Yeah, well, you know,
Is it a Delta Elite or is it a 1911 gun? What is it?
yeah, well, see, the problem is, I mean,
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Oh, please get the Ruger. Oh, don't even think about it. Get the Ruger. Buy 2 Rugers.
What do you say? What do you say?
Glock 20.
Oh, get the Ruger. What's he thinking?
yeah.
Good gosh.
Yeah. Mind you, a 10 mil is a wannabe 45 ACP anyway. You know?
I did almost buy it, but I saw the most perfect Glock the other day. It was an empty case. That is the best thing that Glock ever made. Perfected. An empty case with no gun in it.
I thought it was going to be a trash can.
Let's see. What did he say? I really want a G17 Gen 5, but my first handgun was a Gen 2 Gen 2 20.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give that to you then. Even though I don't like the Glocks, if it's a sentimental firearm purchase, I say go for it.
Well, that's it. Travis, that's the correct answer. Just get both. You know? But, you know, I'd rather, I mean, if I had to choose, I would go with the, as we were talking about revolvers earlier, I would go for the 357. You know, because I'm not, I mean, I don't own a Glock. I've shot a few. And I'm one of the few. I don't know if there's a lot of people, but I mean, I can shoot it, but it feels funny in my hand. I think it's got to do with the angle of the grip. You know, it just feels weird.
It seems like most people that don't like Glock, it's usually because of the grip angle.
Yeah. Or it's psychological because I know it's off a little, and maybe I'm making myself think it's bad.
It is kind of funny that people bitch about the Glock angle and then calling it blocky. Well, I mean, blocky means it comes down in a 90 degree angle, and it's doing just the opposite of that. It's coming down at a 45 degree angle almost. So I never understood why people call it blocky.
I think the reason they call it blocky is not so much the grip angle, but just the design of the slide. It just looks like a block.
Yeah.
The thing that gets it for me, and I'll expand it, it's not just picking on Glock. I just don't like a striker fired gun. I don't like the feel of that trigger, and I just don't like the plastic. It's just a striker fire. There's nothing that Glock or Sig or anybody can do about it. I just don't prefer that. The Glocks are easy to pick on because there's Glock fanboys and Glock haters. It's like Ford and Chevy, and we can all have a good time. But
no.
Maybe if I got my hands on a Glock that had a nice aftermarket trigger, maybe I would consider it. But just the ones that I've tried. It would just have to be something a little more special than stock for me to just be interested in it. That's just personally how it is.
Yeah, I put 3.5 pound trigger bars in all my Glocks I've ever had, and I've even had can't think of the aftermarket company, not Ames or Acme or whatever it's called, and it did improve it. Got it lighter, but it still felt like a crappy striker fire pistol, just with a lighter trigger. A mushy, not crisp, no defined wall. Bad reset.
When I look at a Glock, it reminds me of a High Point. So
Interesting.
Yeah, High Point's a whole different state of ugliness.
but they work.
So High Point's that kind of ugly that only a mother could love.
Yeah, but I mean, I've shot one of those. I don't own one, but I've shot one of those too.
Yep.
You're right. They're big and ugly, but they work.
Well, in low capacity at that. I mean, if you're going to have a gun that big, it ought to hold at least 25 rounds.
Yeah.
High points are like fat chicks. They're big, ugly, but once you get one, you're like, oh, this is kind of fun.
And there's plenty of them locally for me.
Hey, Tony's in the chat. Hey, Tony, how you doing? So, I'm sure. Didn't I send you an invite, Tony? Anyway, where was it? Oh, okay. So let's go to my original question. Jason, would you rather carry a semi-auto or a revolver?
Semi-auto, yeah. You said carry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be semi-auto for sure. Unless, I don't live in bear country or anything like that. Maybe if you were in the woods, maybe a 44 Magnum might suit your needs. But in general, I would just have to say semi-automatic. 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier when we first started is, I guess because my very first firearm I ever fired and the first one I ever bought was a semi-auto. So I guess it takes preference over me, But as I said, I've only got 3. And I've got the little 22 Magnum North American Arms. I got my 38 Special. Then I got the old single action here. I was looking at. I cleaned it the other day because I used it. But that's why it's sitting here. Well, that's what. I mean, I don't plan on ever carrying that, so I don't think so. Anyway.
Man, Rob's out walking in some pretty beautiful, peaceful looking areas.
Yeah, well, it's Pennsylvania. It ain't New York.
Yeah, nice place. Get outside, stretch the legs a little, some fresh air.
That's overrated.
No. I've been laid up the last week or so. Got sick, believe it or not. So now I'm just itching to build strength up and get back out.
With all that salad you eat, you got sick, huh?
I did. Look at that.
Yeah.
There's like a jellified diaper under there. It's horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. So why you're talking, are you a semi-auto or a revolver guy?
Oh, semi-auto, definitely. I respect revolvers. I think, time and place, all that, Model T stuff, but I don't know. I think they're more of a piece of art than a practical tool for me at this point. But I wouldn't want to get shot with one, so I wouldn't knock on them, I guess, or knock them. But at the same time, when you can carry a lot more capacity, when we have incidents where it's numerous people attacking people, things like this, I think it just makes more sense to be semi-auto.
Yeah, you're right. Guns and Barbecue. I haven't asked you yet, have I?
No, not yet.
So semi-auto or revolver? Carry.
It's a tough one. I mean, because my EDC, I rotate between my 1911s and my 329 PD. But to the argument Rob just made, I understand the idea behind, capacity over power, because, you got people that are doing home invasions, and just generally attacking people out in public, in groups. But typically, any videos that you see, typically you pull that firearm and shoot one and the rest scatter like roaches. So, man, that's a tough one, Rick. I think at the end of the day, I'll have to go with my 329 PD, go with my revolver still.
Huh. I find that's weird. I don't know, but all right. I mean, how can I put this?
Well, part of the reason behind that thinking was, one, you typically don't experience a failure with a revolver. When you do, it's catastrophic. The gun's not going to be usable anyways. As opposed to a semi-auto, you have stovepipes, just a feed failure in general. Gun could come out of battery and not be firing. So if it's somebody that's on top of you or anything, you could press into them with a revolver, not worry. Overall, it's just the manual of arms is simpler, and it's just a somewhat simpler machine. Not that firearms are complicated in the first place, but
yeah. But I mean, to me, carrying a revolver, isn't it more bulky?
I mean, it depends on what you got. Like I'm typically carrying a full size 1911 or my 329 PD. So size wise, 5-inch barrel versus a 4-inch barrel on the revolver. Grip, pretty similar. The only thing that would be a little bit bulkier on the revolver would be the cylinder itself would be a little bit thicker than the slide and frame on the 1911.
Yeah. Huh. All right, but so now, like, if you're carrying a semi-auto, you can carry some extra magazines, which are typically thin strips of metal or plastic or polymer, I should say, to a round cylinder.
Yep. So when you're talking about carrying extra ammo, going back to the argument on carrying revolver versus semi-auto, capacity versus power, on the capacity aspect, again, I'm not super worried, because typically when you pull that firearm, so even if it's multiple assailants, once you pull that and fire, like I said, it's like a light coming on, they go scattering like cockroaches. Now, obviously, it's just an average, but the average self-defense situation only takes 3 to 4 shots. So even a Ruger SP-101, which is a 5-shot 357, is still going to be technically able to cover that. Now, granted, that's an average. So there's some situations that might take 10, 15 shots, which would be great to have that semi-auto at that point, because a revolver, you're going to reload twice at that point. But at the same time, I feel like if I'm having to reload, I was probably in a situation I'm ill prepared to handle in the first place.
I argue those stereotypes or whatever. People say that, but yeah, I don't know. You ever seen some of these trailer parks and you piss off one person and 30 of them come down? I mean, it's not just a trailer park, but like the projects, things like that. We've had whole families on the corner fight with the police. I'm talking kids and everything, get body slammed in the street, and they're just going at it. Like, firearms in that mix. I think you're going to need it more in a couple rounds. But
I think there's a big difference there, though, because you talk about fighting with police. I had a conversation with a guy the one time who was talking about concealed carry versus open carry. And, when he did armed security work and he saw this guy that he was apparently working with end up getting shot and killed because, he was going to be a target. I was like, there's a difference. As like, you were wearing a uniform with a badge that made you a target. I was like, it wasn't because you were carrying. I was like, that was a person who saw, an authority figure and said, this is the person that's going to stop me. And in that situation too, you're talking about people that are openly willing to fight with police. You're not talking about somebody that's just looking for crime of opportunity, and then that crime of opportunity turns out to be able to defend themselves.
Well, as soon as emotion or domestics get involved, I think a lot of us would probably agree the basic thought kind of goes out the window. So
yeah, and we're talking about two different levels of crime here. I'm talking about
but civilians can just as easily be in a domestic. You know what I mean? So I mean, that's what causes them. You know what I mean? In most cases. So depending on your family, trouble may come by the pound. I've actually known a few families like that. So so I don't know. I guess.
But then that's something else to take into account is what do you knowing your family or ex-family, whatever the situation may be, which I mean, there's a whole other situation to be said for that. But like I said, because at that point we're talking about two different crime statistics, and in that situation, then you're going to want to evaluate all this again. And it's actually a really good point, Rob.
Thank you. I'll stop then. I made one today.
Where are you heading to now, Rob?
Just walking. Trails to the right, ahead of me, behind me. So trying to find one that's not a complete swamp. So I didn't bring muck boots or anything like that, unfortunately. So don't mind getting a little dirty, but I'd rather not go swimming.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because it's been up the last 2 days. It's been up in the 80s here.
Oof, lucky you.
Yeah, temperature's dropping now, but it got
it's 80 today.
Oh, hang on, it's 84 right now. So the ground's drying out, but it's rained so much, it's still damp in places.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be driving a heavy vehicle over any grass or anything. You'll sink. But my garden should be getting ready for me to start working on it. Hopefully, a couple more days of this, and it should warm up the soil.
Cool.
I've got 4 tomatoes already on my tomato plant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. So you got them already. How long you had them planted?
I bought them about 6 inches tall, and I bought about a month ago.
I haven't even planted anything yet. I just had 2 inches of snow at my place 5 days ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we haven't had any snow here, but it's been cold and it's been rainy.
Yep.
And so the soil, and I'm just planting, some corn and shit like that, and you need warmer soil than what it is right now.
Yeah, at this point, I think they're calling for more snow here Wednesday, so I'm not probably going to plant until sometime in May.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and do a bunch of strawberries, maybe some watermelons, because the price of watermelons is insane right now.
Yeah, that's something I could.
Here's my beer making equipment just came in.
You're going to start making your own beer, huh?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to start planting barley and hops.
I got 50 pounds of malt coming. 50 pounds of malted barley.
Oh, yeah. Making yourself a little microbrewery there, huh?
Yeah.
You should start growing tobacco too.
There's my tomato plants.
Yeah, if you grow tobacco, then when the ATF shows up, they'd have
See
all
those,
three phases to deal with.
see those little tomatoes?
Oh yeah.
That's
Huh.
a cucumber. It died. I had to find another one. Then I got two raised beds I built. So I got beets, carrots, green beans, yellow green beans, kale, peppers. Those would be bell peppers at the far end, and then those are jalapenos. I got onions, and then all along the wall, I'll have sunflowers to cover up these ugly walls. And that's my new fire pit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I mean, this is going to be the first time that I've actually bothered to do any gardening whatsoever in years and years and years and years. You know, but maybe I'm being a big sissy, a big, but if I get up there and plant them, and the stuff starts growing, and it's getting towards time to harvest, so it's warm outside and everything else. What happens if there's snakes laying down there cooling off?
They'll get out of the way.
You know, I don't do snakes. You know,
Do they got any poisonous snakes in Indiana?
of course they have.
How many?
Oh, we got a rattlesnake and we got the copperhead. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple of those here, but usually no problem. You really don't have to worry too much about them. The plenty of snakes out there that won't hurt you.
Yeah, well, I don't like any snake. You can still get even a non-venomous snake bites you. You can still get sick because of all the bacteria that it has in its mouth.
It won't bite you if you don't mess with it.
Well, if it's messing around, in my corn stalks, I'm not going to be too pleased. Oh yeah, there's cottonmouth snakes here too, but I wasn't thinking that I don't have any rivers near me.
Yeah, we got the cottonmouth, the water moccasin. We got a couple different rattlesnakes here. But I know I don't like snakes too much either, but I usually don't worry too much about them now.
Yeah, I don't know why it sticks in my head why I should be worrying about them, but it just, that's another thing I thought of. I was thinking of all this when, me trying to do my homesteading thing when it finally happened. Is having chickens, finding one of them black snakes or rat snakes, whatever you want to call them, sitting inside your chicken house eating the chicken eggs,
Yeah, the other snakes will get your eggs too, but at least those black rat snakes, they'll eat copperheads.
Yeah, I know.
Cottonmouths and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. The people say they're a good snake to have around, but as I said, a snake is a snake, and I don't like them. I never have, and I never will. So
we had my old lady put in a couple like koi ponds, those big goldfish outside. Well, she got the stuff. She made a couple ponds out in the yard and did them up really nice with rocks. And she was always out there rearranging something, always redecorating. When she come across, there was all kinds of snakes. She was running into snakes left and right. These little tiny brown snakes. I mean, like 6 inches long. Just a little tiny snake, but there was always bunches of them. And I didn't like the idea of snakes either, so I go look them up on the internet and see what they are. They said they were a Midland brown snake around here, and they were totally harmless. It even said something like they've never even known to ever bite a person. So they were pretty harmless. They said that if you got like a lot of water and a lot of shade or something, it's almost impossible to get rid of them. They have like, I forget, they have like, if they don't have like 30 babies at a time, they have like 100 babies at a time or something. So
Yeah.
once you get these brown snakes, they're hard to get rid of, they said.
No, it'd be great. You make sure you have plenty of 22 ammo. Yeah. Practice shooting at them.
Well, that is, we are, I said I don't care much about snakes. That's because we don't have that big a problem with it. I don't know how people live out there with dangerous, nasty rattlesnakes everywhere and stuff. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's got to be meaner than the snakes, Jason.
Yeah, kind of hard to be meaner than a rattlesnake.
I don't know. I mean, I think where New York comes from, and he has a bunch of two-legged snakes that he has to deal with.
That would be correct.
So, who did we lose? Who did we lose?
Will.
Well armed. Okay. All right. So, what's going? I don't know. You guys heard? I did go with my friends the other day, and so I only shot about 15 rounds out of the single action. It was raining, and I didn't. I know I had the cover to stand under, but it was just what I haven't been feeling it lately. Because normally what happens if I feel that way, I don't shoot very well. So there we go. Willing Well Arms back. Yeah, so I shot that, and I shot about the same amount of my 380. About 3 magazines. There's only 8 rounds in the magazine, so but at least I shot. That's the way I look at it. So, but I have been looking for primers and bullets, and even trying to find 223 bullets ain't. Not everybody has them, and the ones I have found, god damn, I didn't realize the price of them had gone up that much. Jesus, I knew primers have gone up if you can find any, but damn, I saw some 223 Full Metal Jacket, by Barry's bullets. I think it was rounded it up to $92 for 500. To me that was more than I paid last time.
I came across some Starline brass the other day. I've been just recommended to people. I go to Starline Brass and copy, put their shortcut onto your homepage or whatever, so you can check it every day. They have very few cartridges available right now. And it's the way it's been for a long time. But if it's cartridge you need, sooner or later it will pop in, and it may even only be available for one day. So if you need brass and you want a Starline, just check it every single day, and then that morning, and maybe yours will be available and you can order some. But I just came across, got some 45 ACP and some 9mm, and that stuff's been out of stock for months and months and months.
Yeah.
So if you need any of that, they got some right now. Once it's sold out, it'll probably be another 6 months or something. But I was able to get some 38 special before they ran out. But you just got to just keep checking that website, because when they don't have anything, nobody else has anything.
Yeah.
If Starline doesn't have it, you're not going to get it at Midway or Brownells or Mid-South or something. So, I mean, it's free shipping, no taxes. Just get it from Starline. It's like your best bet. I mean, you got to check every day. That's the only way to ever get it, is to be on top of it.
Who's
it's out
moving
there.
around and left their mic on? Yeah.
I turned mine off. I'm just watering.
Okay. No, but see, problem is I don't need breasts. I got tons of breasts. I need bullets and primers. And as I said, the sites I've checked, I've been checking them not every day, but every couple of days, and nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You ought to try casting, Rick. I got into it. Need to get into it heavy, but I really enjoy it. It's really fun, and if you're worried about cheap bullets, you're not going to get them any cheaper than casting them yourself with a little Lee mold, little Lee pot, and I mean you'll pump out bullets for pennies a piece.
Yeah. It's something to look. I mean, it's something I've thought about doing.
It's really kind of fun, and it's really not terribly difficult. It takes a little commitment and learning some things, but it's just as enjoyable. I mean, to cast your own projectile, load your own round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some satisfaction in that.
Yeah. It's something I need to look into. Tony York said Capital Cartridge had primers, but they only sell them 5,000 at a go, and they ain't cheap. Yeah, I mean, the way things are, I should buy 5,000 in one go, but unfortunately, my budget won't go that high.
Yeah, Buck's out there talking about Capital Cartridge too. I'm gonna have to go check them out.
Yeah.
See what they got.
I'm gonna have to write that down and add it to my list to look at. So, oh man, Capital. Oh, sorry. I'm writing this down. The older I get, the less I can do the chewing gum and walking at the same time. Oh, did I tell you guys? I think I told you all on Wednesday that I had the test, the breathing test or whatever. So I haven't heard anything yet. So we're hey, I'm still alive, so things are must be on the right side. I've had no emergency phone calls from the doctor's office telling me to get my ass over there or anything. So no news is good news, the way I take it. Oh, Tony says it takes good ventilation to cast lead. Yeah.
Yeah, I do it outside.
Did your friend shoot with you over there, Rick?
No, he was working on something in the garage. Yeah. I said I only shot 30 rounds total between two firearms. I said I just wasn't feeling it. I was hitting the target, but not as often as I liked. And normally when that happens, I don't fight my way through it hoping I'm going to get better, because normally I get worse because I get frustrated. So it's easier for me just to stop. So that's what I did. So there we go. But but the weather's changing here. I looked at the forecast for the next 10 days or so. We're starting to get some better weather, so I'm going to be shooting more. So I've got to find. I mean, I'll be shooting revolvers. I don't think I'll be shooting the AR that's hanging on the wall there behind me on my rnldisplays.com wall mount. That actually comes with the desk top. Oh, just knocked my camera. comes with the desktop there, and that one, and the wall mount, which is what my one is hanging on, and I like it because it to me it looks like it's just floating there, you know. So, damn it, I'm knocking my camera out the way you can see part. Was that part of my dusty bookcase way in the background there? Yeah. So I'm gonna start shooting just revolver. I've got primers. I got small pistol primers. I've got large pistol primers. I got bullets. I got brass. I got powder for all my my main pistols I shoot. So, but I don't have the shit for the AR, unless I buy 223s, you know. And I don't even know what they are. Last time I bought some, about a month ago, they were what, $14.99 for 20, and that was the cheapest I could find, you know. So, I mean, I might take it over there and just take 2 magazines with me. Just 2. You know, and once they're done, they're done. You know, save the brass. I saved the brass. I saved the brass. Like even when I shot the other day, I picked up the brass I shot. You know? So.
Last time I was at the range, I picked up brass. It wasn't even mine. I told the girls, I was like, see all that? Pick it up. Even got a 50 Smith & Wesson case, or a 500 Smith & Wesson case, I should say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, look at that. Somebody was bringing out the big guns.
Made no sense.
So I'm looking Summit Bullet Company. All right, now I'll look them up too.
Think this is Bigfoot country, Rick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to keep an eye out. You never know.
Yeah.
How incredible would it be if Rob caught a Bigfoot on camera live on your show? Think about how, like, you get to monetize your channel and everything, Rick. You'd be rich at that point because everybody would be checking out this video.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely looks like some, it could be. You know? You have to keep your eye. See, they could be, you could walk right past them, wouldn't even know they're there. You know? And personally, I don't think, you know, when people see them, you know, you think about it, the time you saw them and you, you know, shit yourself, then took off and ran, as big as they are and as fast as they supposedly are, I mean, if they wanted to kill you, you wouldn't even know it. I mean, you think about it. A bear, a mountain lion, right? They don't announce they're coming for you. They just attack you. Boom. So what I'm saying is, if you spot a Sasquatch, you know, he could, if he wanted to kill you, he'd be on you in seconds, and you wouldn't be able to do a damn thing. Well, Tony says, I'm pretty well.
Got a 9mm, man. Come on.
9mm wouldn't even, but then again, you say that it is a shot placement, because even as big as these things are meant to be, right? They breathe, which means they have lungs, and if they have lungs, you can kill them. You know, you shoot them enough times in the chest, you know, you got to stop them. You know. Tony just bought 5,000 bullets. Damn. Yeah, I'll check out that one too. Their tactical FUD. Missouri
Well,
bullets. Yeah.
yeah, you're right, Rick. You know, you put 15 holes in something, its chances of living ain't too good, no
Yeah.
matter how
Yeah.
big it is.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's getting those 15 in them before they get to you is the thing you got to do. You know. But no, but you're definitely you know, I've been because I keep an eye on all that stuff. I mean, because habitat is disappearing, you know, they have been spotted near, you know, they're getting almost like the raccoons and the coyotes, you know, moving into town. You know, what I'm saying is that there's some, you know, on the outskirts of a town, they've been spotted inside woods and shit. So, oh, Mystic Guns is here. Tony, not going out in the woods with Rick. Well, you'll be safe long as you're not you know, Bigfoot.
You gotta get in shape, Rick. I can come to the woods with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Mind you, they I heard the other day that couple of bears were spotted in the woods down the road here. A couple of black bears. You know, they've been moving in this direction anyway. You know, but and then black bears haven't been down in this part of Indiana in years and years and years. Some of the old boys say, you know, but they're starting to show up again, which is in some ways that's a good thing because they you know, they shot them out, they shot them to extinction in the area, so it's nice to have them coming back. So, but I still wouldn't want to run into one in the woods, you know. But I'm definitely going to try to get out this year down there along Mitchell Creek because it's so desolate back there. Because it's, you know, I mean, nobody's lived back there for 40 years because, you know, the government bought it all. It's a big government forest now back through there. The only thing going back there is, you know, they're cutting down some of the timber right now back through in certain sections. When they bought it 40 years ago, when they bought, you know, well, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, they did buy it, but you didn't have a choice but to sell it to the government because they were taking it whether you wanted to sell or not. They planted tons and tons. They planted a pine tree. I can't think which one it was now, but it's not native to this part of Indiana. So now they've got all green on us, and they've sent in the loggers to log all those down because they're not native. I thought to myself, you should have thought of that 40 years ago when you planted the damn things, you know? But what do I know? But and the bad thing about it is they're not replanting anything. They're just letting it go back to scrub, which I suppose is okay for rabbits and shit. But I don't know enough about hunting, but I would imagine it's going to screw up the hunting down in that area, you know, for the squirrels and the rabbits and shit. You know. So.
Well, maybe they planted those trees on purpose. Was there value to them? You said they weren't common in your area.
Why did they? I don't know why they planted them. Because it didn't make sense to me because they were well, they planted them after they decided not to, because they were going to turn it into a reservoir, big old lake. but they decided not to do it. But they kept the land, so they just planted all these trees on it. You know, maybe they did plant it for this to harvest it in 40 years. I don't know. But they're saying they're cutting them down because they're not native. You know, who knows? All I know is when you drive down through the areas they've logged, I mean, it looks terrible. You know, I mean, because they've, to me, either they've logged big sections of the forest down there, and either every goddamn tree in that forest was a pine tree, or they just clear cut it all, no matter what it was. You know, so.
Rob just cut a tree down with a pocket knife.
I saw that. That's a sharp knife.
The things that Gerber could do, folks. It's amazing. And he just whoosh, like nothing.
Yeah.
American made, warranted.
That new knife?
No, this is one of my old steady faithfuls. Affordable. If I lose it, it's not a big deal. As you can tell, I abuse it, resharpen it, all that type of stuff. So never turned it in yet. I've seen like 3 or 4 of these at the flea market. So I thought that was kind of odd, but obviously I didn't grab another. I actually had the bigger one as well. So this little one works good in the pocket. Actually used it today to open a pack of mops.
I know you're in Pennsylvania, so you're okay, but what's the blade length allowed in New York?
I don't even know. I don't remember. There was a thing with the size of the palm of your hand, but I don't know if it's still relevant. So honestly, I'm not 100% sure.
No, I was just curious. Because I remember when I lived in Rhode Island, you couldn't have a blade longer than 3.5 inches. You know?
I know you can here. So, again, as an adult, so maybe there's something with juvenile or something. I'm not sure. Maybe, under 18 or something like that. I have no idea. No, in New York, nothing like that would shock me. But my kids have had similar size 3-4 inch blades, no issues. Obviously, it's not something you take to school or something here, although they weren't in school anyway, so or public school or whatever, so homeschools.
Ozzy says he carries the Gerber Mini. There you go. I'm still carrying that one you gave me, Rob.
Yeah, that's a Gerber.
I'm quite surprised I ain't lost it, to be honest with you. It's fallen out of my pocket a few times.
Well, it's amazing when you get the ones that aren't crazy expensive. You hold on to them somehow. It's weird, but
yeah,
you get anything you really, really like, and that baby's gone.
Yes, you're right. So, yeah, I mean, I was oh yeah, when I went to have the test on Wednesday, they wanted to. I also had to stop by the radiology and get 2 chest X-rays, and she goes to me. She says, "Stay in there," and she said, "You got something around your neck?" And I said, "Oh shit, yeah, I have. I forgot. I even wear. I mean, besides having my pocket knife, I have this one too. This little thing. I have that around my neck. I keep forgetting I have it. I take it off when I go to bed at night, but the first thing I do is put that over my head first thing in the morning, like putting on my glasses. That goes over my head. Why? I don't know, but I use it quite. I use it quite a lot when I'm pottering around. Instead of pulling out my pocket knife, I'll pull that one out.
I just bought cheap knife just a couple days ago. Totally regret it so far.
Regret it.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Old Timer. You know the Old Timer brand knives?
Yeah.
So I'm not a big knife guy, but I need a little pocket knife all the time. Well, for years, I've been using this little, I got like a 2-inch
Bigfoot.
little Old Timer knife, right? And I bought it at my gun store. And this was like, for this little knife, it was like $35 or something, right? It's just, your basic little, brass and brown little Old Timer. But it's been a nice little knife. Well, I was at Tractor Supply store just the other day, and I came across the exact same knife, Old Timer, for $10. But, it was in a plastic package. It wasn't in a box or anything. And it's a 3-inch. And it's the exact same, like, model, style, and everything. And I was like, well, I'll try it for $10. And I bring it home, and, like, the little one that I have here, Old Timer, this one was, like, made in America or something. I'm not sure. But this one is definitely from China, the $10 bigger one. They didn't bevel the edges on anything on it. It is sharp everywhere. Even the brass ends are not rounded off. It's just sharp. It just has no refinement to it at all. It still needs broke in. I've messed with it. I don't know, probably maybe a whole hour total the last few days trying to open it, break it in. But yeah, it's just very low quality, man.
Yeah.
I know I was going to get low quality for $10, but it does say Old Timer on it. But it's nothing like their knives that you would buy from like a real knife dealer at all.
Yeah, they more than likely opened a factory over in China.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same, but it does not feel the same at all. Like the handle edges aren't beveled. I mean, the corners aren't rounded. It's a junker, man. So I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
That sucks. So I didn't buy any knives at the flea market. So the Gerbers, if I needed one, I would have bought one. Because worse on the worst, you send it in as long as it's a real Gerber.
Now, is that the same company that makes the baby food?
I don't know.
I don't think
I doubt it.
I just wonder because it has. I mean, I just thought it might be another division of it. You know what I'm saying?
Gerber makes a boot knife. It's real good. I had one in the Army I carried with me. It was double-edged boot knife made with a special sheath that just put in your boot or clip to your boot. I love that thing. I don't know where it is. I haven't thought about it in years.
Yeah.
But I got a SOG, and it's heavy. It's got a quick release. I mean, you barely flick that thing, and it comes out faster than any automatic knife. And I carried those for years. I could buy them on eBay, and they were $10 from China, free shipping. So I was at Blade Show one year, and I said, "Are these actual SOG?" He goes, "I've never seen that." The guy at the SOG booth said, "I never seen it." And I showed him how fast it was. He goes, "It's one of the better knockoffs I've ever seen." I had like 4 of them. I still got a few. I got a green one and an off-white and a brown one, I think. Maybe 2 green ones, but they're incredible. And if you ever see them on, I think they got a 3.5-inch blade, and a blade is kind of looks like it'd be double-edged. It's definitely pointed on both sides, but it's not sharp on the back side. But it looks like it would be. It looks like a stiletto kind of blade. And man, that's a great carry knife for $10. But it is heavy. It's not a lightweight, girl.
Oh, Vanessa said Gerber Knives is owned by Friskars, whoever they are now. My Gerber 525.
Yeah, Fiskars is a German. Fiskars is a German scissors company.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they own them now. She got the Gerber 525. She got in 1982. Was made at their plant here in the USA. Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
Yep. Gerber's kind of the mother company of all the knife makers out in Oregon. So, I mean, most everybody worked for whatever his name was, Dave Gerber back in the 70s. You know, that's where most all knife companies started in Oregon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. You beat Vanessa to it. She typed in scissors. So I never heard of them. See, that's how much I pay attention. I got loads of scissors around here, but I got cheap ass, you know, Chinese things. I think.
Good scissors are important.
Yeah, they're a name brand scissors. You know, you can buy them at your local stores and stuff. I'm sure they have, you know, lower grade models and higher grade models. But
yeah, I mean, I do have a. I do have a nice. I gotta look to see what brand they are because I do have a nice pair of scissors. It's what I use to cut. It's a big giant pair of scissors I use to trim my mustache with. They're sharp as hell, and they're good for snipping off if one of the cats gets some knots. I can snip them off with that. Oh, talking about that, I took my cat to the vet yesterday. Oh man, that didn't go well because normally he's very good here, staying there and let them shave him. She goes. Some of these knots on him are so tight, he just wouldn't have it. So he's half shaved right now. She couldn't finish him because he every time she went to do him, he would, you know, scratch at him and try to bite her. After a while, because he got tired of her trying. So I brought him home. Half his back's done, half his side's done, and that's about it. I got to take him back to get the rest done. Which wasn't too bad. I said, okay. She didn't charge me, you know, she only charged me $25 for what she'd done so far. The reason I took him to the vet was in case I said, because how it all started, I said, the reason I went to the vet was because if he caused trouble, they could sedate him, right? A groomer is not allowed to do that, not here in this state. So, but she ran a blood test. She charged me $50 for that, right? And I didn't ask for a blood test, but she ran one because she was going to sedate him, but his sugar was off the charts, and she called me. She goes, if I sedate him, she says, I'll be honest with you, I doubt if he'll wake up. You know? So that's why he's only half shaved right now. So there we go. That's my story on the cat yesterday. So
Now, did they charge you half price on?
Overall, it cost me $80. And the majority of that, I said it was $25 for the shave. It was it $80? Yeah. No, it was more. Hang on, I got it here in my pocket. Hang on. I got the bill here in my pocket because I was going to enter it in my little ledger. Or I put this with my cat stuff. Oh, there you go. For the shave, $25. Actually, it was more than $80. The blood work, $49.18. Then for hospitalization, in other words, because I had to drop him off at 7:30 in the morning and pick him up at 2. So I guess they kept him in a cage in the back there in the back. They charged me $14.60 for that.
Big wheels in the back.
Yeah, so that cost me $88.78. And the
Wow.
job's not even done yet, you know?
Believe wheeled and well arms in the back room again.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's $88 that I really didn't want to spend, you know? So, I'll have to take him back to get it done because he looks stupid right now. You know, and they haven't got all the big. They did take off on his top of his back, sort of like from the end of his, you know, from the start where his tail is, halfway up his back. He had a knot there. It was so tight, matted. It was like a solid lump. And when if I tried to touch it, he would hiss at me because that means his hair was getting pulled. She did manage to get that shaved off. So it was more likely after she done that he said, "You ain't doing no more," you know. No. So that's where we're at on that. So that $88. Do you know how many breakfasts I can eat down at the diner? You know, so
8 or 10, right?
at least that would get me through the next payday.
Hey, I was going to show you that SOG if you want to look at it real quick.
Yeah, go on.
Can you see it there? Is it too dark?
Yeah, I can see it.
But watch how quick this thing. It's got a thumb knob and a flipper, and man, it is.
Is that got ball bearings in there?
I don't know. It's got a spring definitely, but man, it is. I got this one. It's green and gray, and then I got this earth color, flat dark earth, and it's the same thing.
Huh.
And these are $10 on eBay. If you could find them, that's a 3.5-inch blade, and I'm not sure if it's light enough where you can see it, but man, I love that thing.
I have to look into that.
Yeah.
AR Guns is reloading 223 right now. Huh. You got primers, huh? Lucky bastard. Yeah. So
That's my
Damn,
knife box.
Look at that knife collection. That is sweet.
that's what I was just looking at. You collect knives, huh?
Yeah, I've been going to that blade show for 10 years, missed a few.
Is that case for knives, or is that like for gun magazines and a knife just fits in it?
No, it's made for
Oh, he's froze on us. Yeah,
Oh, that's
he's
a nice
drop
little
out and get in
collection.
a second. So
I never saw a collection in a protected case like that. You know what I mean? That's nice.
yeah, and the way he's got them in there, you know, sort of like going straight down.
I'm sorry about that. So
That's
this is
right.
a bigger hole here. And then you can see like this is a bigger knife. This is ZT. And man, I have a hard time with these. Funny how like the one they have at the show is so easy opening, and when you buy, you know, I've tried opening 1,000 times. It just won't break in like the ones they got at the show. But I got like 6 ZTs, and all of them are kind of crappy.
You just find that there in New York?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a geocache. Yep.
What's a geocast?
What is like an online game, I guess? I don't know how to really.
Yeah.
You can go around looking for items like these, basically out at GPS coordinates.
Yeah.
Latitude, longitude, and whatnot, and basically track them down with kids. There's a logbook type thing usually, so you can write down that you made it, and usually I believe you take an item and leave an item is the idea.
Yeah, that was a big craze a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, write this down if I got any change or something.
When was the last entry in there? Is it listed?
I don't know. Is it listed? Last entry?
2017,
Throw that in the bag.
Shit.
April 2021.
Huh.
I'll go with the golf ball. I left it out. Yeah. Geocache live. Accidental.
Yeah, I thought I was when I saw that, I thought, damn, he's found somebody's some malicious secret stash or something. Or you're gonna find a gun that was used in a murder or some shit.
Well, you never
Yeah.
know. Never know. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I never actually did this myself. I know some others that did. I've stumbled across them a few times on walks like this in the woods. So
Yeah.
usually they're off the trail a little bit and kind of harder to find.
Oh, Patriot in the Dark says, tell Rob that no, he cannot leave a salad in place of whatever it's in there. That's not acceptable.
Hey, everybody likes salad. At least they got a target.
Yeah. So
Cool.
put it back where you found it, you know.
Yeah.
I've never played that game though, but I've heard of it. Yeah. A lot of people, I guess a lot of people still do it, you know. And I guess it's something fun to do if you're out walking or whatever. Get out and see the countryside. But walking around the woods is overrated.
Never know what you're gonna find. Could be a ammo can, could be a Bigfoot. You never know, Rick.
True. Is that blade broken there, Will?
No, it's this one's made by Asian Cutlery, and it's called like a Rhino or something. But see that little design? It's pretty neat. It's a hole that's pierced through the blade with their logo on it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm seeing it. It's like a flat edge razor blade.
Yeah, it's these Rhino style were in style about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What's a good knife sharpener that's easy to use that you'd
I'll
recommend?
tell you the best sharpener in the world is called. And they're about $50. It comes with 2 stones. Well, and each stone has 2 sides to it. But I'll show you mine.
Mind you, I think New York Outcast has a good one that he uses.
It's been a year since anybody's found that box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What you should be doing as you're walking through the woods there is looking for mushrooms. Morel mushrooms.
This is it. And you just you drag your blade through the top of that, and so it's got diamond on these 2 sides, and then you flip around, it's got stainless steel. But you could get a shiny blade in no time flat, and it'll do 30-degree, 25, and 15 or 20-degree angles.
Wow.
What's the brand I need to look for this?
I think they're sold in America as a Warthog sharpener out of Louisiana.
Warthog.
Yeah. And they got about 4 different models, and he had a he's in Louisiana, and he got a whole container that got flooded, and this is one of those flooded ones. It just means it doesn't come with a nice looking box. But besides that, you know, he guaranteed it to be perfect. So that's why it was $50, $45 or something.
Cool, thanks, man. I got the webpage up right now.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company?
Oh, I think it's Warthog Sharpener.
Okay.
Yeah, Warthog Sharpeners.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, up and yeah, they have about 3 different models here, all similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, being an old meat guy, right? I learned how to use an oil stone, so I still sharpen my knives that way. You know,
Jason, if you got any serrated edges, they've got one that has a ceramic tip, and it will actually sharpen a serrated blade. My friend in Louisiana, I gave him one for Christmas. He gave one to his boss, and his boss bought $350 for every employee in his company. I mean, they're that big a
Nice.
breakthrough for the price.
Yeah, they got that. They got that right here. It's called the new ceramic honers for smooth or serrated blades. Uh, yeah, man, these look good. I'm gonna have to get something like this.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a video on mine.
I said, I mean, I would use it, even though I have an oil stone. But I mean, it's the old oil stones. It's a lot of work to sharpening a knife that way. You know?
Yeah.
And messy. So
Yeah. So all you do is you just drag it straight through there, and it just sharpens. 20 of those strokes on the diamond, and then 20 strokes on the stainless steel, and you got it highly polished and shined. It's like you get the same edge you would from a Wicked Weasel, but a quarter of the amount of time.
yeah, I would use one of those. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wind this up. It's 4:30. The cats are getting hungry, and so am I. If I'm going to be truthful, So, and who did we lose? Oh, Guns and Barbecue. He must have had to go do something. So, anyway, let me go through here. Jason, you got any shout outs or plugs?
Yeah, man, I threw up a couple videos lately. Go check them out on my channel. I was at the gun range this morning and started a little video.
You did?
Yeah.
I better check I bet you I've been unsubbed from you. I ain't seen a video from you in ages.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Sergeant Joe Smith out there, he was talking to me last night, and YouTube had me unsubbed from him, and I've been subbed to him for years.
Yeah, I know I've been subbed to you for a while. I thought I've been subbed to you for a while, but said I haven't seen a video from you with your name on it in ages.
Yeah.
I better have a look.
Yeah, I just put out a short little video a couple hours ago. Just having a good day, man. Just enjoying myself. So go over and give me a couple views on that. Thanks for the invite, man. I was glad to get home, hang out with you, gentlemen. And
I appreciate you stopping by.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful weather here. I hope you guys have beautiful weather, and hope you enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. So okay. Oh, all right. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Oh, my damn computer's froze on me now. Even though I can hear me, I can't change pages. There we go. Back. All right. William Well Arms, you got anything?
Yeah, I released a video yesterday on polishing a SAR P8S. It's kind of a semi-compact, and man, it's looking beautiful. So it's a second of two out of three series. The third series coming up will be I got a buffing wheel. I got a grinder, and I converted it to a buffing wheel, and I'll show how to do that as inexpensive as possible, and then getting it to that mirror-like shine. That's my ultimate goal. So it was 90% there, and mothers could only take it so far. So I had to put a buffing wheel in there to get it to that 98% mark, and then I think I can go back with some others and get it to full 100% mirror. But this stainless steel does have some blue color in it, so it's not like the Boy Scout mirror I had when I was 12 years old. But it will be where you can see hair in it when I'm done.
Yeah, well, I said I watched it. It's getting there.
Yeah,
it's looking good.
I've used mothers on a lot of my guns, and you can't get it finished. But I'm not exaggerating. You really need to do it each spot like several hundred times, like 20 times, 50 times. That gets you so much of a look. There's only so much you can do by hand. But
Jason, are you starting with a satin finish, or what are you starting with?
Kind of like a dulled already polished, like my Smith & Wesson revolvers.
Okay.
They came out like mirror, like what you want. But it's not easy. It's usually 2, 3, 4 days for me working on those. It's
Well, if you hadn't seen the videos, I start with these are sandblasted gun, and so I started out with 1,000 grit paper, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 25, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, 10,000 grit. And just with sandpaper alone, I think that's about the starting point of where you had your Smith and Wessons.
It's just one of those things. Like if it's a project and you really want a shiny, super shiny, it's not like a 1 or 2 rubs of mothers and you're done. It's some work. Your hands. Usually when I do it, and I haven't done it for a year or so, like my Colt that I just got. Mothers wasn't really doing a whole lot to it, and I've got it about one side about halfway done. Yeah, man, it's hard on the hands to do it by hand, and but it does work, and it seriously, there's like a difference of like 100 polishes and 10 polishes. It may be very slow and take a while to get there, but I kind of do mine like checking it like a mirror. I work on one side, one area alone, and I grab like the light from the ceiling or something on it, and you can start to tell by the reflection of when you're really getting things smooth, things are really shiny, and then you flip the gun over to what you originally started with, and you can just tell like the gray haze dull on them. You know what I mean? So
right.
I just judge them by off the light very carefully. Take my time. But it does work, man. That mothers will do wonderful things. I do a lot of stuff internally on pistols with mothers. It really does work, and you can get great results. But it just doesn't happen instantly. You got to put in some elbow grease.
Yeah.
All right. New York Outcast, you got any shout outs or plugs?
Just R&L Displays. Obviously, you already mentioned it, but check it out if you're interested in a firearms display. Other than that, check out everybody on the panel. Definitely get out and do something with the weather. And thanks for having me.
All right. Appreciate it. Tony says his 629 came mirror polished when you bought it. Didn't know if it was factory or Smith and Wesson did it when they did the trigger, or if the owner did it. Oh, okay, used. And more, I don't know. Do they sell any mirror finished revolvers?
I'm not sure. I will say brand new Smiths that I come across, they need some extra polishing. They kind of come kind of hazy and dull. I do know Smith and Wesson's refinishing service to get like a bright polish is not that expensive. So if it was sent back to Smith to have any kind of the cylinders chamfered or a trigger job on or something, they probably paid for the high polish.
Okay. All right.
It's a lot of work, and their fingerprint mags. But I tell you what, if you got a gun that is completely polished with mothers, it cleans up so easily. Those fire rings off the cylinders that you fight with, and you try every solvent and everything you can do. A little bit of mothers, and they just wipe off instantly, just like wiping off dirt. That's one of the main advantages I love about on the revolvers.
All right. Okay. I'm getting out of here. So I want to say thank you to everybody for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. And spending your Saturday afternoon with me. And I'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. So we will catch you all then. So good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah. Take care, everybody. Thanks for
Goodbye,
stopping by.
Sabrina.
Eat a salad.